6 a.m. Thomas had always been a creature of habit, a man whose life was built on the bedrock of routine. The steady rhythm of his days provided him with a sense of security and stability. But after the accident that tore his world apart, Thomas found himself adrift in an ocean of sorrow and despair. It had been a month since he lost his family, his wife Emma, and their 2 children, Lily and Jack. The details of that fateful Monday morning were forever etched into his memory. The hurried rush to get the kids ready for school, Emma's frantic shouts as she urged them to grab their bags and buckle up, and the terrible phone call he received at 6:10 a.m. informing him of the horrific crash that had taken their lives. Thomas was a broken man, consumed by grief and guilt, the once familiar patterns of his life now reduced to painful memories. His once cozy home had become a haunted shell, filled with the echoes of the love and laughter that had once filled its walls. Every Monday morning, at exactly 6 a.m., Thomas would awaken to the chilling sound of Emma's voice, calling out to their children in the empty rooms. The phantom cries pierced his heart like a dagger, each shout a reminder of the void left behind by the tragedy. He would lie in bed, listening to the spectral sounds of his family's final moments, the hurried footsteps, the rustling of backpacks, and the slamming of the car door. The ordeal would culminate at 6:10 a.m. when an eerie silence descended upon the house, a cruel reminder of the moment their lives were stolen away. With each passing week, the ghostly repetition of that morning grew more vivid, more torturous. The line between reality and the haunting memories began to blur, leaving Thomas wondering if he was losing his grip on sanity. He tried to escape the torment by changing his routine, but no matter what he did, the chilling echoes of his family's last morning continued to haunt him. He would try to rise later, hoping to avoid the cruel ritual, only to find himself wide awake at 6 a.m., as if drawn by some unseen force. Thomas sought solace in the company of others, desperate for a connection to the living world. But even among friends, he felt isolated and alone, unable to shake the weight of his loss. As the weeks turned into months, Thomas began to feel as if he was trapped in a purgatory of his own making, a place where the past and the present were inextricably entwined. Each Monday morning was a reminder of his failure to protect his family, a cycle of pain from which there seemed to be no escape. In the silent hours before dawn, Thomas would wander the empty halls of his home, his steps echoing in the dark, his mind filled with the terrible knowledge of the tragedy that had befallen his family. And as the clock ticked inexorably towards 6 a.m., he knew that he would once again be forced to confront the ghostly remnants of his shattered life, unable to escape the cruel cycle of grief and guilt. But still, the house whispered its memories, forcing him to confront the heartache and the nightmare that now defined his existence. Thomas was a man caught between worlds, unable to escape the horror of his past or find solace in the present, condemned to relive the tragedy that had forever changed